Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello! How is everybody today? Thank you for joining. This is our show, my show. This is not a crypto show. This is just this is not a crypto show. Not really sure what the show is yet, but we're getting there. Thanks for joining. My name's Ed. And it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while since my last stream, and yeah, sorry for that. I would like to stream much more, but it's been crazy. It's been summer. I did have a stream not too long ago, maybe less than a month ago, but I don't know, my girlfriend said I was too aggressive in that stream, so I took it down. That was a fun one. I recorded it from London, from the hotel room, and well, prior to that was even before the summer holidays, so we're just gonna jump right in. I have to work on that intro, by the way. Something like that. So this is I'm just gonna jump right in because I have to like update a lot of stuff and just kind of get back into the swing of stuff. I feel like a different person from when the summer began, from the last stream and now. So I've did a lot of soul searching. I've just, I don't know, all that of course is going to affect this how the show and me as a person, etc. as I go through this journey. Let me just jump into here. This is already, I've been trying to write this is already outdated. This should say, hold on. Oh yeah, please like this, subscribe, do something nice for somebody. But today's not the 18th, today is actually the 29th. So I started putting this presentation together. It might be the way I present the show in the future. I think to keep it structured. As far as the branding, this might not be, I'm not married to any of this. I just thought it looked kind of okay, cool for now. Down here, this video, this video is for entertainment purposes only and contains no financial advice at all. Okay, so the topics of this episode are going to be, I'm going to share about how the show has evolved. Just post-summer, I don't even need this, I don't think. Post-summer now, where I feel like I will be taking this show. I will be talking about updates of crypto.com, Helium, and also I just recently got into StepN. StepN's an app, a move to earn app. It was really great. Part of my summer was in Crete, Greece, right? Here's a picture of it here. The beaches are amazing there. I'm so determined. In a part of my path to financial freedom will end up somewhere having a home where it's warm every single day. Maybe Greece could be the place where there's nice beaches. But on the last day I paid with my crypto.com card. I paid dinner for me and my girlfriend with the crypto.com card, and I forgot I had to transfer I had to convert the Bitcoin to fiat to be able to spend it, put it on the Visa part, right? And I had to tell the waiter, okay, sorry, wait a second, I just have to do this real quick. Doing it, and he's like, oh, you're into crypto, and I started it, and he was into crypto. It was really cool, and he gave me an activation code, which and then now that I've been doing it, using StepN, I will be touching a bit of it here today, in this episode, but also I'll do a more in-depth StepN video. And then I'm going to talk about just the tax time blues. Yes, it's an update on my situation. The summer was pretty cool. I went to the States. This is taken from Jersey City, looking at New York City and also Jersey City down here. I saw my dad. Well, he lives in Massachusetts, but I got to see my dad, my stepmom for the first time since before the pandemic. Right, they're very, very being very careful, rightfully so, with that whole thing. So, all our plans to see them prior to didn't happen. So I was happy to be able to finally see him. Test, okay. And also after that, I went to hold on. Oh, why did I do that? I went to Crete. My girlfriend spent a week over there. She took me, actually, and that was really, really nice. And then since I got back, I've been doing StepN. I've been wanting to go live for so long, putting this presentation together, and it's just I just haven't had the time. It's been so busy. I've been finishing up videos for clients, shooting more videos. It's just I'm not happy about. Well, I'm happy. I like getting work, but I'm not happy that I don't have enough time to give into this creative stuff, which we'll talk more about that later. So let's just jump right in. Again, please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to this channel. And actually, I moved this show. It was it was on another channel. So if you're watching this from the Mr. E Crypto channel, by the way, right? Subscribe to, and it's in the links, because I moved it to my old film production channel because I had a ton more subscribers there already. I already had like over 500 subscribers, and now I only need about 420 more subscribers, right, to date. And then I could be able to earn money from these videos. So please subscribe. Help me on that path. Do something nice for somebody, and that could be it. Right? All right. So let's jump in. Oh, and then meanwhile, yeah, the war continues. Everything is super expensive, by the way, especially in the U.S. That's one of my gripes in that last video, was that, I'm sorry, but the U.S. has just gotten ridiculous. In New York, everything is just ridiculously expensive. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why people aren't like looting and stuff, like just out of anger. It's just not. And then I see it, and it's funny how I experience this with all this inflation going on. Everything's so super expensive over there, and then I come back over here, and now it's like winter is coming, right? Russia's threatened, we're not gonna have any heat. So this video this channel may very well be a journey, and it's gonna get cold, right? ETH 2.0 was very successful, by the way. You wouldn't be able to tell by the price because it's been tanking since then, but ETH 2.0 is successful. The Queen of England she's passed by a couple weeks ago. Yeah, winter is coming. So this whole war looming and inflation and everything is kind of still in the background, and we're in this bear market, and it's just pretty crappy nowadays. All right, so let's go. Show evolution. All right, here we go. Make and take it personal. Right. Now, my son just got home recently with his friends. So as a matter of fact, I gotta just close the door. Give me 1 second. You know, before this show was about, it was all fun, right? Fun and games. Hey, let's try this out. We're gonna try this out. We're gonna try this protocol, whatever. Well, we're going in a new direction. Now it's about survival. Now and I'll explain more later on. But this is where we're going into the direction where yeah, we just gotta stay in the game. That's really what it is now. We just gotta stay in the game. A lot of focus about the show is just really, again, using crypto in my daily life. I think that's one of the things I really aim to share with my audience. Just using it in your daily life, because it's technology of the future, and the more earlier you are now adapting to it, it's going to be more beneficial to you, in my opinion. Not financial advice. And on that, again, always path towards financial freedom. That's always the case, because there's so much more to financial freedom than, it's like, I still have a full-time job. I love my job, don't get me wrong, but I got my job. I have my company that I do corporate videos. But it's like I got that, and then I got my company. It's like, when do I ever be able to do all the creative stuff that I want to do, right? But shit, I gotta pay bills. I gotta pay this mortgage. I gotta pay for braces and trips and so forth. You need to work, right? So it's like, that's the thing. It's like, you still need to do the work before doing the fun stuff. And the thing is, I want, we all strive to be free from having to work for the man, right? And this is a bit of the soul searching that I was getting into, where it's like, the company that I'm working for, there was a lot of shuffling around as far as management. My previous manager and mentor and friend left the company to start his own company recently, so now there's a bit of shuffling around, right? And if you've had corporate experience, it's whenever there's like moving around and everything, it's always a possibility of being next on the guillotine, and always in theory, because whenever there's like shuffling around, particularly with stuff in the background, such as back then with the pandemic, they had to reduce headcount, etc., etc. That's always a possible situation for anybody working for anybody with a boss, right? That's the whole point. There's always that potential, right? You're never free if you got like some dude who's you're cutting your checks, cutting your livelihood, right? You're not free, and then sometimes, and I've experienced this where decisions were made in another continent, right? That affected me directly, and this fucking guy, he doesn't know who I am as a person, right? He has no idea what the business we're doing out here in Europe. But that happens in the corporate world, right? And that's, no matter how good your job is, no matter how high you are on that ladder, you are not free. You're still that is, in my opinion, one form of slavery still, that still keep you in control, right? And that's one of the reasons why you should strive for financial freedom, educate yourself financially, being able to do what wealthy people do, and not even have to worry about work, because they figured it out. And that's one of the things that I was kind of, how should I say, inspired when I was in Crete, right? So it's this thing with my girlfriend. She has this her family have this thing where, I don't know if it's a timeshare or something, where it's like there's different resorts in different parts of the world. In this case, we went to Crete, and it's a German-Swiss company, right? By the way, I gotta tell you about this coffee. My daughter put me on. It's fucking amazing. This is, this is coffee that I just brewed myself. Little bit of maple syrup, milk, cinnamon. Ooh! When I first had it, I had it hot, but it also makes a great iced coffee. Anyways, it's a German-Swiss company, so I'm on, we're on this resort, and with a, surrounded, a lot of Germans, You see what I'm saying? So one of those relatively speaking, with other European countries, there's much more colorful people in Greece than than Germany, for example. But in this, it was a resort, and you start to think about, man, like, and this is where I'm gonna go more into it later. Like, there's this whole tax situation. I'm like, at the same time, as much as I was relaxing, I'm like trying to like think of, okay, what's the next move, right? On top of your mind's always constantly thinking, okay, what's the move with this and that? Okay, we're gonna do, okay, then even things like okay, we're gonna take care of this, and how about, okay, vacation next year, whatever. Where's all this? Where we're gonna get this capital, etc., etc. I want to invest in, etc. So it's constantly going, right? And not even thinking about where I would like to. Sometimes you don't even have the cash anymore, the capital to invest, and the concern, like, how am I going to pay for certain things? That's a question. Not even being that's a question at the moment. It's more the theme than, say, like last year, right, in the bull run, right? And by the way, this bull run, this bear run is, again, this is my first bear run, first recession being in this game, or this educating myself financially, doing other things apart from just doing working paycheck to paycheck. Well, it's good. We're all experiencing this together, but it's good to learn from this, right? So it's a good time to really, 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 really learn from the mistakes you've done, and really build. This is the time to build, right? So this is the reason why, even on the show, you can see I'm gonna be doing a little bit extra on this, because this is the time to build. You know what? It's a good time to build because, shit, man, I can't even bother looking at crypto or companies to invest in because there's no more capital, right? There's just right now, and right now it's just about keeping the lights on. So I'm in Crete in the resort, and I'm just looking at all these families, and just like seeing like real, not even just white privilege from an American point of view, because this is like white privilege from a European point of view. That's even more privilege, I would say, because that's than, like, say, many American white privilege, right? These guys, these little these beautiful German boys and German girls, they never have to worry about the shit that chances are a lot of them don't have to really worry about a lot of the things that run through people's heads that are not privileged, right? And I started thinking about that more. And when I was young, growing up, you kind of ignore this, but then the thing is, over and over, it just keeps coming back. Understand? It's almost like there's no escape from this. That's nagging you all the time. Like, what the fuck? This is so. The inequality continues, and you continue to see it in different places, and it's just fucking hey. There's this like one video, I was talking about this with a friend recently, and there's a I asked him if he's ever seen this video, and he said no. It's just, if you haven't seen it already, it's like one of these things, kind of social experiment where I don't know if I can hear the audio. Yeah. So
before I say go,
they do this social experiment.
I'm gonna make a couple statements.
So, and it's like, you could YouTube it and find out, just like white privilege race. You'll find it, and he just basically, all these people line up to go on a race, right? They're all lined up equally, and they ask questions such as like, hold on.
If both of your parents are still married, take 2 steps forward if you grew up with a father figure in the home. Take 2 steps forward if you had access to a private education. Take 2 steps forward if you had access to a free tutor growing up. Take 2 steps forward if you've never had to worry about your cell phone being shut off. Take 2 steps forward if you've never had to help mom or dad with the bills.
I never helped mom. If you've never had to help mom and dad with the bills, there's kids walking up for that. Man, I was, I'm definitely not from that. Shit, you know what I remember back in Florida, saving up, money from birthdays and everything, and I had that Sony stereo on layaway, and I remember it was like saving all my money for that Walmart layaway, and then finally I have enough money, but of course, that's when I had to help my mom. The lights were gonna get shut off, or we had to she needed it for something. So I never got that stereo. You see, I would have been one of these dudes all the way back here. You see the the difference of being just growing into that and never having to even think about these things. Yeah, just you white boys and girls. I shouldn't even say it that way, but just you privileged people, you have no fucking idea. It's like, anyway, that's it's frustrating to have to live through as a colorful a person of color, right? Where you have everything stacked up against you, and it continues to stack up against you. And it just, anyway, I mean, you hear about these things. I'm having conversations with my girlfriend. She's she's talking about a friend of hers or someone, and they inherit a house from an uncle or something or whatever, and this and that. What, just I look forward to giving my kids a house someday, because inheriting a house was never in the cards for me. Anyway, wait, let's go back for a second. So who's my audience, right? Who's my audience? That's so I realize I really need to, as far as the show is evolving, make it more personal. I want to state who my audience is. Who am I talking to, right? Well, it could be anybody, right? I want to be, of course, broad. If you find this entertaining or somewhat insightful, if you find it that way, or if it can inspire you, great. If you can use it for something good, great. But specifically, if I'm gonna be specific, I'm talking to people that have, live a similar, have who, if it was you were in that race of that privileged race, you'd be in the background. You wouldn't win. You wouldn't be one of those guys. There's more of those guys right in the back. That's who I'm talking to. The guys, and this is from Jersey City, and I took these pictures, but my people that live around here. That's the, you see what I'm saying? I love this right here because I took this when I was jogging. My life growing up. We lived in Jersey City, and that's New York. You always had New York City in the background, and it was New York was always shitting on New Jersey all the time, right? But Jersey City's coming up, and you see Jersey City right here. This is a common Jersey City place where it's like a 3-floor. It's falling apart basically. That these are the Trump Beacon, I think, back here, Medical Center. Yeah. People, I want to share my experience in some, in some ways, what I've gone through and what I've learned, right? Still learning, and a lot of times hold on, it's my son. Hey, what's up?
You want watermelon?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, I'll get stable for you then.
All right, leave me a piece, thanks. It's my son. Asking if I want any watermelon. And yeah, so people, so in some cases I'll make a lot of mistakes, so it'll be good to see these mistakes and hopefully you can learn from it, right? I'm also, a part of my audience could be what I would, in some cases specifically to what I would tell my kids, right? There's a lot of young people out there in their, or my nephews and nieces, right? They're in their 20s, and they're, living life, right? And which is great, but we are in such a time where information, digital technology, all this technology, general technology, it's advancing so fast. It's a beautiful time, and yeah, if you just don't waste your time hanging out every single day at the club with your peoples, spending all your money on drinks, keeping that at a minimum, and taking the time to really build on something, that might be good. But this is yeah, I want that's my audience for this show. And that being said, cause so if you're if you're a person that's already way beyond me, then maybe this show might not be for you. I don't know. But for example, for my audience, my nephews and nieces and my daughter, my sons, tips that I always, and I'll say it again because these are one of the main ones, right? At least this for me was the first block which took me many years to get over, right? And one of the main things, especially if you're coming from America, is credit cards. No credit cards, right? Not, or if you're gonna get an American Express, because the point is you don't want the credit card where you're leaving a balance every month. You need to only have a credit card where you have to pay the full balance at every single month, because then it becomes that's the first thing. Because if you have a credit card, which the majority of America is on, because when you turn 18, they go to the schools, they go to the colleges, they're giving out free T-shirts and stuff to sign up for your first Discover card, right? And that takes you on the path to another form of slavery, right? And they milk you. They milk you all the way. It's a trap. Don't do it. You're paying so much more, right? You're paying so much. No, it took me years to get out of that. So don't do it. And then you start to learn that you only use credit as a tool in itself, right? It's not something you just max out and just pay for the next 10 years. No, you use it as a tool, so you only spend to when it's to your advantage. Or a lot of times, or the most general use case is just using that for rewards such as miles from American Express or points, and now with using the Crypto.com Visa, getting crypto for it, right? So always, if there are ways to use credit, or also even in a bigger scale, using it. How should I say? No, let's not even get into that right now. Right, so that's that. What's next? Alright, so here's the update, right? There is a bit of taxes and shite. Bitter recap. Okay, well, here's the situation, right? My company did really well in 2020 and 2021. Did so well that at the time I was accumulating a lot of tax. Because when you have your own company, you have to put your own, hold your tax money aside, right? And this is at the time when I was I was starting to get, right when I got into this whole investing thing, I started trading, right? And, you get to a point, and very, very irresponsibly, this is irresponsible thinking, mind you, that I'm about to say, you get to a point where it's like, all that money just sitting there, it's not really doing anything. I could do something much more productive with that, right? Early, you know what I'm saying? And so basically, that I started trading with it, and was quite successful to this point. But in the end, it was more. I think it was breaking even, maybe a little more. But the thing was, I was using this platform trading, and I learned everything. But it turns out the platform that I was working on, it appears to have been a scam. I don't know if I've mentioned this in a previous episode, but there was this thing where I had a lot, a good amount of money in there, which included the tax money. Ha 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 ha! I just saying it. I sound terrible. I want to express, so you could learn from that. You have to be responsible with your tax holdings, right? And there was I mean, call me naive, but that's what happened. And looking back, that I'm glad I learned from this. But I survived. I had my tax money in there, and I was trading. I was doing well, and then I wanted to. I went on the website. I wanted to make a withdrawal. I think it was right, and cause yes, this is the time, right, where I was getting into crypto more, and I was starting. Okay, you know what? I get it. Let me start moving this capital from there to crypto now, right? And then as soon as I went on the website, site was down, and I had to write emails. Point is, I couldn't get. I got to a point that I couldn't get in touch with this broker, and well, I already felt that okay, shit, this is a loss. I just got scammed, right? And basically, so I wrote, after writing many emails, I wrote one final email, and I said, oh hey, if I don't hear anymore till the end of the week, I'm going to I'll seek legal counsel. And surprisingly enough, soon after that, I got my money back. I don't know, and I don't know if it was the letter or what, or maybe it was a long game, because I was, afterwards I contacted the guy who got me, my stockbroker who called me every single day trying to get me to deposit more money. Of course, that's how it. So stupid. But I learned a lot from that guy. I'm gonna tell you, I learned a lot. On my initial, it was tough learning, right? But when I contacted him, he wasn't working with the company anymore. But then I started through LinkedIn trying to look for other people, and nobody was working for that company anymore. So that seemed like, oh fuck, that was more of like, oh, this is a scam. Like I can't go after them because they don't represent the company anymore. But anyway, after I spoke with him for a bit, when he wasn't working for the company anymore, and funny enough, there was a point in the conversation was like, you know what, I have this other company that you could hire us to try to get your money back, and I just had this huge laugh inside of me, what? Yeah, I'm gonna give you more money so you can get back the money that you scammed from me in the first place. It's a terrible situation to be in. I don't ever want where you're talking to the crook, but you're still smiling because it's yeah, sure. It's like a bit of Stockholm syndrome where it's you still want to think it's like you're befriending the person who's going to murder you. It's a shitty feeling. That's what it was. That's the kind of situations you end up in when you just aren't thinking straight, doing stupid moves. So, and then I was talking to him about, even before he left and all this shit, I was talking about how I'm going to go more into crypto. And then I was thinking, and I'm only sharing this story in detail because to warn anybody of a scam similar to this, right? And they were like, oh, so that was all said, I was all I got my money back, I was happy, whatever. Then someone calls me months later and be like, hey, you know what? That company that you had money there, they turned out to be scammers. I'm like, no, really? Yeah. If you still have any money, we can get it back to you. I'm like, no worries, don't worry about it, right? And then I got my money back and I hung up. And then they called me again, and they were trying to be, I don't know if they're pretending to be some sort of company or working with the government of Cyprus or whatever, but they were basically saying, hey, look, this company had an amount of I think at the time they called 1.5 Bitcoin, right? Let us, we just now we have your information, right? And they have all my information too. That's another fucked up thing, right? So they could easily build some sort of scam around this. It's like, oh, you have 1.5 with them, we could help you get it back, but we have to connect to your Binance account, right? To access it, you have to give us a remote, and then we'll do it. We'll deposit that 1.5 Bitcoin. I was like, get the fuck out of here! Don't ever fucking call this number again. I was so fucking pissed off. And I remember telling the dude that I was using Binance too. So I don't know if that's all connected. I don't know. It's all shit. It's all fucking scam. A lot of this stuff is scams. And it's funny, the amount of Bitcoin was when the woman was saying the amount of Bitcoin that we can transfer to you, it was the same amount of the tax bill that it was close. So even for a moment, I'm like, ooh, all right, call me back, and I tried everything to see for like okay, is there a separate? I'm gonna create a whole new Binance with a separate account and everything, and completely off from on a fresh computer, completely off on the network, blah blah blah. And then when they call back, and but of course you can't open multiple Binance accounts. But for a moment, there was a moment where it's like I was like, hey, yeah, please, oh, let me bend over for you, fuck me again. No, but see, that's the sickness of it. Don't be so gullible. Don't be. But there was that woman. Like, could it be? Could it be? No. I get. Oh yeah, I can get that Bitcoin and pay this tax bill. No. I literally had to have a conversation with myself. Like, Ed, what the fuck is wrong with you, Ed? Like a figurative slap in the face. Okay. Well. Oh wait. Basically everything's at a loss right now. None of the investment strategies. So hey, this is turning out to be a fantastic show, right? We're really. But you know what? This is a bear market. We're in recession, so let's just embrace it. That's a part of it. All right. So long as you're still in the game, you're surviving. You got a roof over your head. You're feeding the family. You're taking care of the bills. Then we're still surviving. We good. What are the lessons that I'm learning from all this, right? Okay, well, one, trust nothing or no one. Expect the worst from any institution and company. If you're gonna put your money somewhere, like it's almost like now, like I'll even explain with StepN later. Any capital that I'm putting into anything at the moment, right, is just. I'm expecting to lose it, knowing I'm embracing the fact that I'm throwing this away, right? Because especially everything that's going on in the news and regulation and everything, it's pretty crazy. Even with the exchanges, if you haven't put the majority of your stuff on more secure areas, such as a cold storage, for example, if it's crypto, if you put on cold storage, I don't know, like leaving on different exchanges, it's risky. It's highly risky, and as we could see from this year, things that happened with Luna, with Celsius, that was a crazy one. Trust no one. Now it's really, really crazy. It's gonna get worse. Have a good tax strategy. Be responsible. Have a chunk of capital to buy. See, right now. See, I did everything pretty bad. I fucked everything up back. I wouldn't say fucked everything up, but right now when everything is low, or might be getting, we're kind of bottom watching right now, right? We're at the bottom ish, right? Now's the time to be really, really going in on certain things that you really believe in, right? But shit's pretty dry right now, so that's another thing. I gotta do better next time, right? For the next bear market or the next, whatever. I'm in no particular rush, right? Patience. Consider taxing bottom capital to be kept. Okay, that's something like, well, that goes into getting a decent tax strategy. Maybe putting your tax money in a very conservative ETF. You don't want to put it in anything too volatile. But definitely not to trade with not leverage trading. That is not where you want to put your tax capital, tax holdings. Jeez, wow. We'll let that bear out. It's getting crazy out there, ladies and gents. It's getting crazy. So what's the plan? What is the plan for your man, right? Well, for me personally, what I'm going to be doing, what I'm going to be sharing, is the further of Operation Metal Mouth. Well, that's for me personal. I'm not going to be sharing this per se, but with the audience. But it is a big thing as far as my financial liabilities and responsibilities, getting braces put into my boys. One of which that I have to is coming from the States every month and a half and stuff. That's yeah. People think I'm crazy that I made that decision, but you know what? It's working. The reason why I did that is I can get closer to my son. He's turning 18 next year, and I want to get as close as possible with him before he turns 18. And it's working. It's really working since we've been doing Operation Metal Mouth. we've gotten closer. So already, you know, there's no price I wouldn't pay to be close to my son. So anyway, gotta hustle and pay the tax bill, install good strategies. Yeah, so the tax bill and operation middle amount, those are my two prerogatives that I'm working on for that might take a couple years. So I either, if that sounds boring to you, come back in a couple years, things might get more exciting, but that's basically what I'm working towards. And meanwhile, I will continue to dollar cost average into operation total power. Just, you know, I feel I really, after doing all the research and that I've learned, that dollar cost averaging is one good conservative way to stay in the game, and also just kind of just continue to invest slowly into things that you are if you have strong convictions towards. And then basically in the next few months is prepare and work towards positioning myself best as I could going into year one. As I've mentioned before, I felt that since 2021 was kind of when I got into everything, right before the peak, right. So that was when I just started learning, just getting my hands dirty, just playing around, making mistakes, etc. So that's kind of like for me like -1, and like this year was year 0. So I learned a good amount. I feel comfortable with certain things, but let's start applying stuff. That was a year of this. Make some more mistakes. This is now 2022 for me was year 0. And then 2023 will be year 1, and hopefully that I've acquired, more experience, knowledge, and skills that I can be better positioned. We'll see. And on the creative side of things, right, I will put more into the show. I want to build more on this show and other things related to the show. Produce an NFT project that I think that's just something. I like the technologies, like that's for me, that is the marriage of technology and art, which I love that. I love that when those two things marry. So I need to kind of get my hands dirty in that area and become still always be a better trader, because all of what we're doing is trading, if you think about it, right? It might not be trading on stocks and ETH, Bitcoin pairings, but you are always trading, if anything, your time for a situation. Okay, is my time worth it to do this? Or is the money that I'm putting into here worth it for the value that I'm getting back, and etc. Right? You're always trading, so I need to get better at that, and then continue to improve my skills in that area. Okay. Let's talk about tools and games. Now, crypto.com. Oh, needs to be a space here. Let's just go through this real quick. Crypto.com, there's a couple things now. This came out in early summer, that basically when you top up your Visa card with a credit card, when you top up the Visa part of your credit card, right? Of your debit card on the crypto.com with a credit card, before it was free. But now it's 1%. So it's messed up, because before that was cool because I have another credit, except for American Express. It didn't work with American Express, but say I have this other Visa card. No, is it Visa or no MasterCard? And sometimes I would use that for my expenses. Then it's also, unlike in America, here in Europe, that card I also have to pay for in full at the end of the month, right? So that's why it still works, and I do use it, and so I would be able to use that to top up my Visa card on my crypto.com, and then spend with that, and then be able to get the cash back, the 2% cash back in crypto, right? Which is, in a sense, being that it's feeless, I'm able to use any credit card and get rewards for it, right? So now they changed that. What is merchant refunds free? Oh, what is this? Netflix. I think okay, the merchant refunds, there's a typo here. My apologies for that. The merchant refunds, like every month, what they're promoting, you get free Spotify, the green level, you get free Spotify and Netflix. That's what I get at the moment. That is going to end in 2023. So the thing was like, so for example, I pay about like $17 for Spotify. I don't know. And when I pay that through, if you set it up with your Crypto.com card, when you pay like that $17 every month, it's automatic with Spotify, then they give you $17 in crypto. So every single month I'm getting the amount that I pay for Netflix and Spotify in crypto, which in essence makes it free. But that's gonna stop, right? I mean, they say, oh, you're still gonna get that 2% cash back that when you pay for it, of course, but you're not gonna get that full amount anymore. So that kind of like sucks, right? Oh, here it is. This next bullet point was supposed to be okay. What else? Oh, go back. Which is pretty cool. Now you could buy crypto with Apple Pay. And by the way, this is crypto.com in Europe. I don't know, I can't speak for the crypto.com in the US. It may be different. But now when you're buying crypto, like say if I want to buy Bitcoin, you could buy with Apple Pay. That's kind of cool there's like a 1% charge. So it's pretty, Yeah, it's cool in a sense because Apple Pay is also connected to my bank account, right? So that is one way to be able to buy crypto with my bank, not a credit card, but instantly, right? So usually you'd have to on-ramp it and send, if you want to get money directly from your bank account to your crypto.com, you have to send it, and that could take it's about half a day for it to hit. But that's the best way because it's feeless. That's really the best way because you pay for no fee. But doing it this way, you're not using any credit cards, but you're using your own money, but it's about 1%. So you also have your credit cards and your Apple Pay, but that's one way to kind of, utilize this update. What's interesting as well, but you cannot put crypto.com in Apple Pay. That still doesn't work. You can't add that as one of your Apple Pay forms of payment. What's funny is you could have Nexo and my Bitpanda is in Apple Pay. So I've tried it today. I paid with just to see if it would work. I bought some Bitcoin, I think yesterday, and I paid with Apple Pay, and I paid with my Bitpanda. I used that, and it worked. So it's interesting because that's one way, because I noticed when I was doing a lot of this research, I could never find a way where you could buy crypto with crypto in a sense using these established institutions. But this worked. But there's no advantage to it because I'm paying the 1%, and also using Bitpanda, the only rewards I get from using the Bitpanda card is the best token, which I don't really care for. So there's no real use for that for me, but I'm saying you could do it, so that's interesting. I mean, there's no use for me doing it that way, like using another crypto Apple Pay possibility. So I'll continue to utilize Crypto.com mainly as an on-ramp, because right now it's still quite the quickest, at least for me. It's about half a day if I'm going to send cash. Plan to reduce, as of 2023, I probably will use this less and use Binance more, because that's when my son Julian, he can get his own Binance card, and I can get my Binance card back from him. Because Binance, it turns out I've been using it. I don't use it as a form of payment because he has it, but so much better than just the interface. It's more user friendly. And here, the conversion pay friendliness. This is the main thing. The one thing that I really don't like about Crypto.com, right, is in Binance, what you could do, you could choose the asset that you want to spend, right, in the wallet, in their card. So, for example, not only that, they keep it separate, which that makes it so much easier for the way I want to leverage Bitcoin as a technology, right? because in Binance you have your wallet section, and then you also have your spot section. So I could send, okay, I could put like $100 of Bitcoin in my wallet section, right? And have a bunch of other stuff, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever. I can have a bunch of crypto separate from what's in my main spot wallet, for example, right? It's separate in the card part. So, and I could choose, okay, you know what? Boom, always have Bitcoin as my main thing that I'm going to spend with. When I hit that card to pay for something in a store, it's gonna take it right from the Bitcoin from there, right? And you could also even program it where there's like a backup. Like say you don't have enough Bitcoin in there, it could use another backup, another token that you have from there, or your spot even, right? From what I can recall, because I don't really use it, but I think now you could even say, okay, you know what? If you have it at the Bitcoin, but if I pay for something and there's not enough Bitcoin in that wallet, it's gonna automatically take it from say the USDC or the BUSD, the Binance USD coin in my spot, for example, right? That's pretty cool. That's awesome, right? Because especially how they keep it separate. Now, how they have it with Crypto.com is annoying, right? So you have their own Visa section, and whenever if I want to use the Visa card, I have to have local fiat wallet in there, right? So for example, like Euro, right? And you top it up basically, and you top up Euro with Bitcoin or fiat, your money in your fiat or your money. So it converts it into be able to spend, right? So that's just, so you always have to kind of, like for me, I'm playing around with this thing, like using crypto and spending it at certain times, right? So if like when let's say and it turns out using different currencies, now I kind of like to use Bitcoin, because Bitcoin for me, I feel like it seems the most stable, relatively speaking, in comparison to the other tokens, right? And the thing is, here people, like, you would think first, oh, I would never want to spend my Bitcoin, right? I have Bitcoin, I don't want to spend it. That makes sense. I wouldn't want to spend it either. But I like to use it, to utilize it also to spend, but also have it separate. So in one place, that's the Bitcoin that I'm going to hold. And then in the other place, okay, that's the Bitcoin that I intend to spend, right? You can't, that you can't do that with Crypto.com. You can do that with Binance. So you can have your Bitcoin in your spot, or whatever, and then you also have Bitcoin in where you're spending it. Because then I was thinking, okay, if I bought that Bitcoin at 1900, and then I look at the charts, then I see, oh wow, now it's at, 19,000, 1900. If it was at 19,000 and I bought, I have a couple $100 in Bitcoin there, 1900. I look at the chart. Oh wow, we're now at 21,000, right? This is a good time to do some groceries, because all that Bitcoin is in profit right now, right? So the thing with Crypto.com, you can't just do it. So like, okay, now it's like, okay, perfect time. Look at the chart. Oh, boom, spend it, right? With Crypto.com, it takes some more planning. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to, okay, I'm going to spend like $60 in groceries. I got to pick up these things. Then, like, on the way to the groceries, right? I look at the chart, and like I can see the time that I want to convert it, right? And of course, you end up, you end up converting too much, because you always, estimate over a bit. So even if the groceries turn out to be $50, I ended up selling 10 more bucks of Bitcoin that I did not need to spend that day to sell. You see what I mean? So it takes a lot of planning. Sometimes I forget to convert it. So I'm there, I'm paying for stuff. I'm like, oh fuck. Then I'm there, I'm like, I gotta convert it real quick to fiat, to the Visa fiat, and then I can pay with my Crypto.com. So I think that's like, it's a very, no, I want to say, I was going to say it's a minor thing, but it's not a minor thing, because this is the thing, like, as a user, that's the thing that's like annoying. I don't need to be, just because I forgot to convert it while I was in the aisle. Now I'm there, ready to pay for everything, and I gotta convert it there. Or even when I was with when I was at the in Greece, paying for dinner, I had to convert it right there, right? No, it's gotta be fluid. It's gotta be fluid. That's one reason I like Binance better. Right. So, really, I was really excited. Oh, where are we? Okay. Okay. Here's a bit of Helium. Since I got in, the rewards have been decreasing. The price of Helium, but like everything else, has been decreasing. Excuse me. Everything's been decreasing, but this is actually old now. When I first wrote this bullet point a couple weeks ago, we were just discussing and voting. They were voting to consider if they're moving to the blockchain. This is actually official now. Helium is moving to the blockchain, and to Solana. They're also making a partnership with T-Mobile. Let me see if I can find that article. Just put in Helium T. So that could be bullish news for Helium, right? That could be bullish news. Their Helium founders T-Mobile launched crypto 5G mobile network. So they're getting into mobile. From what I understand, is going to be where people who take this or use this, it's going to switch from Helium, the Helium network to the 5G network. I don't know. It could be bullish news. Could be interesting. It could be nothing. Who knows? Either way, I got these things, and I'm just not making. I'm so far off. I'm mining Helium, and I'm so far off from my ROI. So, but I'm committed. So where we at? Okay. But I have it, and I'm still gonna be bullish with it. I'm setting it up. I made one of my Helium miners, the one I have here. I got 3. The one I have here, I put it outside now, and it's been earning more. So hopefully this news with Solana moving forward, hopefully that makes it good for users like myself and miners like myself. We'll see. So here's a new thing that I'm into, StepN, and it's a move to earn Web3 app. I will show this a little bit. Oh, where's my window? Check this out. And I've been wanting to get into this for a while. Right? It's basically you run and you earn crypto from running. Now, you have to have an activation code. You could log in, but then you have to have an activation code to start, which I'm going to be giving right now. But check this out. It's very interesting. I'm not going to go into detail now. I'm going to go into a separate episode. Maybe later today I'll record it. I'm actually going to run. I'm actually going for a run after this so I can earn my GST. Let's see where we are in progress. 99.77. Soon I'm going to be able to earn. People who have StepN sneakers or are in can earn GMT as a governance token of the app. But anyway, it's pretty chill. I'll go more into detail in the next episode. What do we have here? Oh, let's give the activation. Okay, so here is the activation code. Whoever uses it first gets to use it, right? And the thing is, I'm only able. You get for every 10 energy blocks that you run, you get an activation code, and you can only have one at a time. So I'm going to be sharing these one at a time to everybody. Whoever gets it first. So here is the activation code. All right. 3, 6, 4, 4, 6, 8, 5, 6. That's the code. One more time. No, I'm not gonna one more time. You know what? Go back and rewind it. It's a video. Well, you know what I'm gonna say, just in case I misspoke. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. It's tough being live sometimes, you know. 3, 6, 4, 4, 6, 8, 5, 6. So, hope somebody gets it. Good luck. What else we got here? Oh goodness gracious! We gotta get rid of this bear, guys. All right, where's the bull? Where's the bull to get rid of this bear? Thanks for. I think that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. Thank you for joining, watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, like this video. Do something nice for someone today. And if you're out of things to do, if you can stay home and you're not going out anymore and you can't think of anything nice, this could be the nice thing. Like and subscribe. Wait a second. I had forgotten something. I can't believe. Oops. Okay, here. DPR initiative. As a part, you don't like this one. As a part of dealing with this being a brown person in this world of white privilege, right? And as another hustle to my tax bill, that's a real situation that I gotta deal with. DPR stands for direct and personal reparations, right? Because the black man still has not gotten any reparations. Now you want to, if you're feeling if you're a privileged person, you're flush with cash and you don't know what to do with it. This is one way, and you're feeling maybe also you're feeling a bit guilty for being so damn privileged, and you don't know what it's like to how it's like to really like how Siddhartha if you're that person who saw how Siddhartha was the first time he saw outside of his what his family was hiding from him, and he saw true suffering. It blew his mind away, and then he became Buddha. Sometime after. If you want to get enlightened, you want to go through that, hey, you could directly and personally help a person like myself, right? And I want to build on this. I want to have a whole portfolio. People could put their situations in. Anybody of privilege can donate to this, right? And yeah. If you want to, I have a ton of crypto addresses in the description. See, send me crypto if you feel it's gonna go right towards my taxes. So that being said, I think we're done. Thanks everyone. You have a wonderful day. Hey, come for the StepN show. Go check it out. Okay, let me end this now.